everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and with it, the start of the new league year. We are officially in the 2023-2024 NFL season. We got the draft coming up, and of course, free agency is underway. Now, I wanted to go over a couple of things, and then we'll get straight into the meat and potatoes of this video. To start things off, I have a video coming out later today talking about my grievances with the team and how they're kind of handling the business of stuff. That's coming out later. Also, you're going to get an extra mock draft sometime tomorrow, most likely in the afternoon, just so we can kind of put some more stuff out there because, of course, the Cowboys aren't really doing a whole lot in free agency. And then finally, the biggest thing is that as news is going to be coming out, when I have the time to do it, I will put it out there. So this is just a recap of day one. We're not going to talk about if the Cowboys missed doing that, and we're going to talk about all that in separate videos. So just keep that in mind as we go through it. I want to set the table for what to expect because there's going to be a lot ongoing. We're going to get a lot of news about what the Cowboys did and didn't do. So I thank you so much for your patience and allowing me to explain that. So without further ado, let's do a recap of what happened on day one. Who did the Cowboys lose? What has been reported? And then what should we expect moving forward? So let's first start off with what has been said in terms of the Cowboys' interest to either bring a player back or look at acquiring a player. So let's start off with Dante Fowler. So according to Josina Anderson, she has reported that the Dallas Cowboys want to have Dante Fowler back, and he wants to also be a Cowboy still. Now, we don't know what the numbers are going to look like there, but if they're anything in terms of the market, that could be a deal that can roughly run you between $3 to $7 million. You might be thinking, space, that is a lot of damn money. However, we need to keep in mind the following, that the market changes, and if you're trying to sign a guy of his caliber and what he did for you, that's what it's going to cost. So there's no incentive that he will be back, but they're trying to bring him back, which I don't have a problem with bringing certain players back. However, this does kind of seem like, okay, if you bring Dante Fowler back, I think that means that Edge is going to be off the board for the Cowboys in the draft. So that's the first thing, is they're trying to bring back Dante Fowler. Number two, they have reached out to Bobby Wagner, and they are wanting to add him, but it's kind of the same thing as they mentioned previously. They are all about, if the money makes sense, we will definitely think about inquiring about him. Again, these are initial conversations apparently, and there's no imminent decision. So please just keep in mind that this may not happen, but apparently the Cowboys are at least talking, which I don't believe they did with Bobby Wagner the previous go-around. So that's what Jane Slater is reporting as well. Another thing that Jane Slater also reported is that the Dallas Cowboys are looking possibly at Adam Thielen, as many other teams are as well. And one of the biggest things is that, does this make sense for the Cowboys to go after? Well, we got to see what exactly he's going to be going for, and we'll talk about that as things go on. And honestly, I don't think Adam Thielen's going to be a Cowboy, but it's kind of interesting how he's on the list there. Finally, there was a massive amount of stuff coming about Donovan Wilson and Leighton Vander. And to summarize it through a post by Blogging the Boys, there's talks ongoing with Donovan Wilson, and the Cowboys are still looking on, retaining Leighton Vander. A lot of it is the conversations that, hey, we want to bring you back, guys. Do you want to come back? And they're waiting on making a decision there. Now, would there have not been any additions by the Cowboys, which is fine. I'm not losing my mind over that. Of course, I was making jokes on Twitter. You probably saw my viral tweet about how the Cowboys signed no one and the price for that, which was, I can't believe it got that much attention for that. In fact, Izzy Mukwamu actually responded to it. That was actually pretty cool. But, yeah, I'm not worried about them not signing anybody right now. We got to wait and see how things progress. And I'm not asking for them to sign anybody the first day. I'm just saying they kind of had to add someone. And there's still guys out there that if they add them, I'll be comfortable. Finally, we have the two other things. The first departure for the Cowboys and a interesting note of information with a restructure they did. Conor McGovern is going to the Buffalo Bills on a 3-year, $23 million deal. So the Dallas Cowboys lose out on Conor McGovern, and so you kind of think that if the Cowboys do not sign a guard, or draft someone, you're kind of looking at Tyron Smith at left tackle, and then at left guard, you're going to have Tyler Smith. So Tyron and Tyler anchoring the left side and then going from there. I'm not a fan of this. I think that you need to ensure that you have proper depth. I mean, if you want to play Tyler Smith at left guard, be my guest, but I want him to be my future left tackle. You can go out and sign some guys. I know Will Hernandez, I'm not the biggest fan of where he's at in his game, but signing depth is going to be important. The Cowboys were interested in, Will Hernandez in the draft process. We'll see if they go after him in this go-around. Probably not, but there's that. But right now, I would not be shocked if the Cowboys went offensive line in the first 3 picks, but still, I don't think they're going to be in a rush for that. Finally, Michael Gallup's contract. They did touch Michael Gallup's contract. They got $7 million more in the bank, so that brings them up to roughly around $23 million in the salary cap. Now, it's up to you to use that money, Dallas, but we're not going to get into that into today's video. I just want to let you know they did touch him, so if anybody's wondering, that means that he now has a 2-year deal. Basically, your ejection button is being extended for another year, so you got to wait until the end of the 2024 season to really make a move on him if you want to get rid of him. So that kind of, puts the Cowboys in a tough bind. So you're banking on him being good for the next 2 years. And if not, you're going to be really screwed, to be honest with you. But that's everything that happened in the first day, guys. Not a whole lot, which is fine. Again, I'm going to talk about that in the next video, but I just want to let you know that is exactly what happened. That is all the information that transpired during the first go-around of the first day of free agency. So keep that in mind, that I understand that plenty of us do not want to be in a situation to where, the Cowboys continue to do nothing and they didn't, I get it. It's the first day. Not every team makes a move on the first day. It's, however, what you do in that first initial phase, which in my opinion, the first phase lasts from the, Monday to Friday. If you don't do anything there and you don't take part in the second wave either, that's a serious problem. So we're going to see if the Cowboys, again, the expectation is they're going to do same old, and I want to talk about that philosophy again in the next video because I don't want to have this video be really long, and I also don't want to keep dividing up all the videos, and rather than me just pointing out 50 videos on every individual thing that happened, I don't want to do that, so just keep that in mind. But with that, that is the recap for day 1. We'll see what happens on day 2. We'll keep you posted, and with that, thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell. This is Space Cowboy Media signing out. Have a good one.